What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for the second ever episode of my Dear John Q&A series. Basically an AMA, Ask Me Anything. I'm looking for in-depth questions that I'm taking from you guys, obviously in the comments section and on Twitter with the hashtag DearJohnARTV. Like I said, I'm looking for in-depth stuff that I can kind of talk about, not necessarily long videos, but something that I can explain in just more than a sentence. Now, if you would like to add additional questions on top of your questions, and there's some that I guess I can kind of sort through and field, I'll either be taking some of those at the beginning of these videos or else at the end, stuff that I can answer in just a few seconds. Starting off small, Dear John, what do you think of the news of Lady Gaga performing at the Super Bowl? Do you think that she will put on a good show? Yeah, I absolutely do. Lady Gaga is a great entertainer. I thought her new album, Joanne, was fantastic. I just don't like the idea of them pulling out all of the guests and stuff like they did Coldplay played last year, but they had to like spice it up by bringing on Bruno Mars and Beyonce. I wish that it was just like one act that would do it, so hopefully they will give Lady Gaga the spotlight that she deserves and has earned at this point, and I'm sorry to see that her album isn't performing as well as I hoped it would. My buddy and YouTuber The Rock Critic asked if my opinion on an album has ever changed over time, like albums that I used to like, do I not like them anymore, or are there albums that just grew on me so much? And yeah, there's definitely examples of that for sure. I mean, I've talked about before, Green Day's Uno was a big one for me that fell out of favor, and also in that light I could say some of the stuff from I guess my childhood, teenage years, like Good Charlotte, The Young and the Hopeless here. And in terms of favorable stuff, yeah, there's definitely a lot of albums that have grown on me as well, not just this year with albums like by the Chili Peppers here, The Getaway, fantastic release. I don't love every single song on here, but I think it's a very, very solid album. And older stuff as well that I might not have even reviewed. Beck's Midnight Vultures was a good example I thought of there. It was a little bit too out there, I guess, the first time I tried it, but now I would say it's one of my favorite Beck albums. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main topic at hand, our big question of the day. Dear John, I've been wanting to ask you this for a while. Don't you ever just grow tired of music? I mean, I assume you listen to a lot of music for reviewing in your channel, and yet you mention still listening in your free time. Don't you just have one of those days when you just can't hear another song? Yes, I've been having days like that as of recent. I have always had days like that, but there is a balance, and I have found in 2016 primarily that you have to strike that balance. There are days when I just want to throw my turntable, my CDs out the window, not literally, but definitely figuratively. I just get really frustrated and fed up sometimes because yes, there are moments when I just don't want to hear another song. That's why in 2016, I've cut back a lot in terms of the number of albums that I've reviewed. I know I've still reviewed over 100 albums, I believe, at this point in the year, and it'll probably clock out around like 110 or something like that. I finished last year at about 140 or so. So it's definitely a step down. I've listened to fewer albums this year. It's made me happier. I've been more selective about what I listen to, but I still have those days where you just feel burned out. But a big part of 2016 for me has been mixing up the formula, not forcing myself to put out reviews for everything that I listen to, not forcing myself to listen to an album when I'm clearly not in the mood to listen to an album. I mean, I practically killed myself in 2015 listening to so much music, putting out so many videos, especially on the main channel ARTV. Diversification is key. I've been a lot happier with the stuff that I'm posting on beyond ARTV. I'm still listening to music, but in preparation for things like 7 on Sunday, a countdown series, I get to listen to a variety of music, and I tell myself sometimes, John, today you're just gonna listen to something that makes you happy. Listen to an old playlist, listen to an old album or record that you enjoyed, pull it off the shelf, sit down and enjoy that instead of just focusing on this new material. So yes, there are definitely times where I just feel like I hate music, I'm sick of it. There are days whenever I'm driving home that I just either sit in silence, throw on a podcast, hop on the phone because I don't want to listen to another note of music. Maybe I listen to it all day at work. Maybe I listened all day at home. Whatever the case may be, if I'm just totally sick of it, I will mix it up. I'll go watch a movie. I will, play something from the past that I actually really want to hear, especially if it's an album that I'm really just not enjoying. So yes, there are days and there are times where I feel burned out on music, on videos in general sometimes, and I just have to give myself a break. And that's something that any content creator has to understand, and any music fan has to understand. Don't force yourself to listen to every album that comes out just because, the critics are listening to these albums and you feel like you have to listen to every single one that maybe I review. That's not the case. Thanks for watching this episode of Dear John. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. You can check out the first episode by clicking right over here, or you can go to a recent review that I did on the channel by clicking right over there. Check out my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. The links are right here or else in the description, and I will see you guys very soon right here on ARTV.